and I hope you guys will. I hope you guys are reading. Don't leave your work undone. You should read and ensure that you practice the problems that we have solved, or that we'll be solving in the question or in the work your work part per se. So we want to continue from where we stopped, and I hope we don't have issues at the moment with what we have learned so far. We started conditional, and also how you can write the truth table for conditional. So here, this is another a continuation of what is translation for the conditional. That is what we're starting today. How do we translate for conditionals? So you know that the if part of a conditional needs not to be what's stated first. All of the following statements have the same meaning. If P, then Q. It simply means if you are 18, then you can vote. So if P, then Q, all of them. Q, if P, you can vote if you are 18. P, only if Q. So it's like you are 18, only if you can vote. And symbolically, this is how we represent the condition. Okay? P is a subset of Q. P is a subset of Q. If, see the condition now, if P, then what? Q. So in other words, P is a subset of Q. So if P occurs, then definitely Q will occur, because P is a subset of what? Q. And all P are Q. So in other words, all 18 years can vote. So that is like P also is a subset of Q. So as you can see, those who vote could be like Q. But if you are 18, so all 18 can vote. So we know so the way we can represent these conditionals. The first aspect of representing the conditional is what we refer to. We have the converse of the conditional. You have the inverse and the contrapositive or of a conditional. So these are the ways these are the ways that we can use conditional. So you use conditional either in the sense of converse, or you use it in the sense of inverse, or you use it in the sense of what? Contrapositive. So for example, here is a statement. I might ask you to write the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive of a statement. Say for example, you have the statement that says, write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of the statement. If it is a 300ZX, then it is a car. So the converse says, look at the converse here. What is my statement there? P, it is a 300Z car, ZX. That is the first statement. My Q statement is what? It is a car. So its condition is saying, if it is a 300ZX, then it is a car. So I don't have to use, remember I told you, you don't need to use the if in your statement. We don't use the if in our statement. We only use the statement itself. So the statement there is, it is a 300ZX. Another statement could be, it is a car. Why do we say they are statements? Because they can either be true or false. It is a 300ZX could be a false statement. It could be, it is a car, could be a true statement or a false statement. So that is why we say a statement. In logic, we say statements. When we say a statement, it's one you can ascertain either for it to be true or false. Okay. Now, how do I write the converse? The converse says, see, Q implies P is the converse. So look at it here now. My P is what? My P is it is a 300ZX. My Q, it is a car. So how does this imply? We use the symbol as P implies Q. So the converse is, look at it. If I have what? The statement is P implies Q. The converse is what? Q implies P. And that is written as, if it is a car, then it is a 300 ZX. Remember, remember from the initial statement, which says the statement there is P implies Q, which says if it is a 300 ZX, then it is a car. Now you are writing the converse of that statement. And the converse of that statement, the converse of that statement is, so it becomes what? Q implies P. And that converse is what is read as, if it is a car, then it is a 300 XZ. That is the converse. The next one is the inverse. In the inverse, you have to negate P, you have to negate Q. So how do I negate P? In the inverse, if it is not a 300ZX, then it is not a car. That is the inverse. I have negated P, I have negated Q. And the contrapositive is the negation of what? The converse. That is not Q and not P. So that negation is read as, if it is not a car, then it is not a 300XZ. That is how you can write for conditional, the converse of a conditional, the contrapositive, and the the inverse of conditional. That is just one aspect that we have learned also on the conditional, and you know now what conditionals are. That is how you can write or draw truth tables for conditional, and including that, how do we translate conditional? So that is how you translate conditional. And here are what? The converse, the inverse, the contrapositive of what? The conditional. I'll pause there to get your feedback and see those who are following and those who are connected to know what is happening. Yes, if I hope everyone, if you have a question or you want to make a comment, or well, when I was presenting, you did not get it clear, it was not clear, let me know now so that before I continue. Yeah. Yes, Almami, I'm hearing you can talk.
Yes, Mr. Sil, it's quite unfortunate that the last time I was really having problems with the network. So as a result, I was not following up with this aspect of the conditioner. So I don't know if you please have us a favor to just recap, or just a brief recap, just so that I can be in line with you guys.
Okay, I hear you. Yes. Any other person want to make comments on something that is not clear on what I presented? Awanatu Bangura, you can mute your mic. Awanatu.
Yeah, Mr. Salu. Me too.
Yes,
I'm having problem with this condition now because last time, due to the network, I did not understand clearly. And this Techno F1 is disturbing the class. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
This Techno F1 is disturbing the class.
Yeah, the Techno F1. Who is Techno F1? Can you please mute your mic? Try to see that. That is how, as you can see on the screen, everyone's mic is muted. So if you are not making comments, you can mute your mic. Yes. Yes, I see Leon. Leon. Guys,
yes,
you want to say make a statement?
Yes, sir. Just as Almami S. Mansari was saying, the network was giving me problem due to on the last class. So due to that, I didn't get the explanation properly. So as Almami was saying, I don't know if you can make a recap so we can catch up with you guys.
Okay, but please don't forget again. I have told you that the lectures are on the YouTube channel, so also you may access the content there for you to get recap of some of the things that we have done. Okay, for future, but I'll go over it, and I want to encourage you guys to use that facility so that you can also, like what I'm doing now is on record. When I'm done, I'm going to upload to the channel, and if something was explained that was not clear, then you can let me know. Okay. Yes. So as So let's go over it again. So the idea of conditional. This was what we covered in the previous class in conditional. What do we say is a conditional? Remember in logic, I've taught you. Now that you say, please mute your mic. I've taught you how to bring connectives together. How do you bring connectives together? The connectives are, you have disjunction, you have conjunction, you have negation. Who is louder? Okay. You have disjunction, conjunction, and you have also what? Negation. Okay? So Dauda, mute your mic.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you have these connectives. These connectives are what I taught you with reference disjunction, conjunction, and also the negation. But now we also want to move on with other connectives also, and one of them is the conditional, and that is the arrow. This arrow is representing a conditional. Okay, so if you are talking about conditional, is an additional operator in logic that we use to connect two statements, just like you have the disjunction, the conjunction, and then the negation. So conditional also is also an operator, and that operator, that's the symbol for the operator. And conditional is read if then statement. Okay, so that is what I have today in my lesson, the if then statement. That is all of these statements that you see here, all of these statements are statements, they represent conditional statements, and they represent the same. That is, if P, then Q. Say, for example, when I see that type of statement, then I know it is a conditional statement. Q, if P, is also a conditional statement. And P, only if Q is also a conditional statement. And all of them can be represented. All of them can be represented using this symbol. They can be represented using the symbol. That is, the P implies Q. Now, what I'm teaching today is how do I write the negation of conditional, or the converse, the contrapositive, and the inverse of a conditional statement. So if okay, so if the statement is given to you and you realize it is a conditional statement, then you have to extract, you have to move the aspect of the statement that connects the conditional, or the conditional is connecting. And that is what I say. I said, if I want to write the converse of a conditional statement, then if P implies Q, that is, if P then Q, which is a conditional statement, and it is represented by what? This logical symbol here, implication, then I can write its converse as Q implies P. Q implies P. Then its inverse could be what? Not P implies not Q. And then its contrapositive is not Q implies not P. As you can see, look at P implies Q. The negative of that one is what? The inverse. That's why you have not P implies not Q. And you have what? The converse is what? Q implies P. The negation of that one is what? Not Q implies not P. So now in text or in exercise or in exam, I will give you a statement like this. That's example. I say write the converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive of the following statement, or of the following conditional statements. I can write a conditional statement. Don't forget to realize that when I see a statement that all P are Q, I know it is a conditional statement implying P implies Q. If I write also P is a subset of Q, as you are seeing here, note also is a conditional statement and is represented by P implies Q. P only if Q is also another way. So I'll give you a statement of this form by saying P only if Q. You should realize that that simply means P implies Q. And what is going to be your P from that statement? What is going to be your Q from that statement? You can detect those ones, or you can derive them. Now look at the statement that I have here. If it is a 300 ZX, then it is a car. That is a conditional statement. True or false? Definitely it is true. Now, how do I write the inverse of that conditional statement? How do I write the converse? And how do I write the contrapositive? But Mr. Selu said this is the condition. If I have P implies Q, the converse now becomes what? Q implies what? P. So that is what you have in the solution here. That's saying, look at what I got there. The two sentences or the two statements I got from that conditional statement. So look at them. The first one is what? It is a 300 ZX. And the second one is what? It's a car. So that becomes now, the converse becomes, if it is a car, then it is a what? 300 ZX. And what is going to be the inverse? Oh, Mr. Selu said in the inverse, I have to negate the P and also negate the Q. How do I negate P? Remember when you are writing the negative of what? A statement. That becomes what? It is not what? A 300XZ, then it is what? Not a car. If it's not a what? A 300, then it is a car. Then the contrapositive of that. See here, the contrapositive is saying the negation of Q and the negation of P. How do I negate P? How do I negate Q? So if it is not a car, then it is a 300 ZX. That is just what I want to achieve today. How you can write the inverse, the converse, and the contrapositive of what? A conditional statement. How do you write that? Okay? Is that okay? My explanation okay? Or do you have comments? I see a lot of people online, and that is quite impressive. But the note is also there. This is just for you to like have interaction with Mr. Selu, and you can ask questions. Remember, we only have 1 hour today, and my time will soon be ending in the 1 hour. Though I started late today, but we have learned something, and you guys have cooperated in connecting. So, do you understand what I just explained? Yes, Almami. Almami is yes. Almami, what is it? Yes. Yeah, you can unmute and say your comment.
Sir, yes, sir, Mr. Selu.
Yes.
With regards to this contrapositive, inverse, that of the converse. So what I want to understand here is that are you trying to say that the negation? Okay, hello.
I'm listening. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Are you trying to say that always for the negation of the negation of the converse is always the inverse? I just want to understand that aspect.
Okay. Now see now. You have the conditional statement, not so? The conditional statement is given to you, not so? Very good. So how do I negate that conditional statement? The negation of the conditional statement is what is the inverse.
Okay.
The negation of the conditional, that is the original conditional statement that is given to you. That is, if P, then Q. The negation becomes what? Not P, not Q.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's the inverse. Okay. When you come to what? The converse. The converse becomes now what? Q implies what? Q implies P is the converse. Also, the negation of the converse is the contrapositive.
Yes, sir.
Is that understood now?
Okay.
Remember?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So that is all. That is all. So you have the conditional statement. When you negate it, I know when I negate the conditional statement, I am getting the inverse. And when I negate the converse, I am getting what? The contrapositive. And remember, conditional statements or the conditional symbol is also a connective. And that is why it is discussed here. Don't forget the connective. Practice your truth tables. How do you form truth tables? They are very, very useful. Now we have studied what? The conditional today, and how you can write the converse of the conditional, you can write the inverse and contrapositive. It's what you have learned. And there are exercises also there that you can look at and 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 do. So let's see what we have again there. That it's a work that I expect I expect you guys to be doing this work on your own and try to see how you can make sense out of it. Now let's see. You have to remember the conditional, the truth table for what? A conditional statement. What is the truth table for what? A conditional statement. Don't forget, I taught you the truth table. Now, look at the truth table here for P and Q. What is the negation of what? P. Remember, this column is P. So when I'm negating P, I'll get what? False. This is true here. I'll get false. Note that when you are always writing the truth table for two statements, you have true and true and false and false. Next value should be what? True and false, true and false. Okay? So when we come to what? The three statements, then it's going to be different. Now, how do you draw truth tables for the contrapositive, and the inverse, and also what? The converse. That is your assignment I expect from you. That, oh, I have to do a truth table for, listen, my truth table, I have to construct a truth table for what? The converse, the inverse, and the contrapositive. Look at them. Look at them here. You already have them. This is how you construct truth tables. And don't forget, when it comes to what? Truth tables for conditional. I also taught that one. Remember the truth table for a conditional. This is the truth table for what? A conditional statement. Don't forget that this is the truth table. So if I have P and Q, I want P implies Q. This is the truth table. So if I want now Q implies what? P, then I am doing the converse. If I want what? The negation of P and the negation of Q, then I am doing what? Truth table for the inverse. If I want what? The the negation of Q and the negation of what? P, then I am doing what? The contrapositive. So that is your assignment. Your assignment is straightforward. I have asked you to construct a truth table for the conditional statement P implies Q. The converse of that one, which is Q implies P. The inverse of that one, which is not P implies not Q, and the contrapositive not Q implies not P. That is the truth table I would like you guys to construct for me as assignment number 1. When I give 2 assignments, I will remember this one is on audio, it's on record, so I can access it anytime, and then I can tell you that I told you that you should do those assignments. And when it is like 3 assignments, I'll tell you guys to submit to my class rep, Samuel, all the assignments I've given to you, and you will submit those assignments. So for now, that is what I have for you for today, and I hope you will go and try to see how you can write or study the table for converse, and also try to see the contraposition, and we'll look at those ones in our next class. So go and construct truth tables for converse, inverse, and contrapositive for the conditional statements. So I want the truth tables for this one. This is what I want. All this one. Remember when you have P and Q, how do you construct a truth table? So I want these truth tables as my first assignment. And you can save that one until I'm ready to request for it. So that is where I want to call this class to an end for today because I was late. I have class also with year 2 after your class. So I just want to get some feedback from you guys. And this is going to be on record. I'll post it and I'll listen to see the feedback or I'll listen to get your comments if there's any or questions. Yeah. Yes, I'm listening. Yeah.
So, look, with regard to the assignments, so are we to submit them? You said you had to submit them to Samuel. Is that not true?
Yeah, that is after the third set of assignments. Then you can do all of them and then you submit to Samuel. Just copy this one now and try to see how best you can do your truth table. Okay?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
yes. Kaize. Leon?
Yes,
Any
sir.
comments? Yes.
No, I just want to get the assignment again. He said truth table for
Okay. I'll repeat that one. Yeah, Manso, are you online? You want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll repeat that one for you later. Yes, Manso.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Selu. My point is, this is my first time joining your class, and I was having support. That's why I was not with you in the previous classes. So I want to get a confirmation if the YouTube video that you said from the previous notes from them, and
Yeah,
if they can help
yes.
us.
All the notes are there. All the notes from class 1, lesson 1, lesson 2, you can get it there. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm somehow lost, but I've started catching up.
Okay, so when you go through the YouTube, the notes there, you'll be fine. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
As
sir.
long as you have your partner. So Simon is saying that you guys are you guys, most of you guys don't want to pay for your pack, and that is not fair. Okay. So you have to pay. You have to pay for your pack, everybody. And I'll request for the list. If your name is not there, then I will not receive your assignment. It means you're going to be attending my classes. Yes. Yes, man. So do you want to say something? I see your mic is on. Awana too. Okay, Sheka.
Yes, yes, sir. But the question that I'm about to ask you, I've made it clear already.
Okay,
so
okay.
That's why I'm not to ask again, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Who else again? Hamza.
Mr. Selu.
Yes, Shannon.
And this pack, it is 20,000, right? But I only have the first phase, and I think they said that I should go for another phase or whatever.
Yes, you get another phase. I'll do that one later. I'll give that one. I'll tell you when they are available. Maybe then you can collect it from Samuel. Let's just go on with this one, okay? I am modifying those notes, right? Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes, who else wants to make a comment?
Sir, please don't forget to do the assignment. I did not get it clearly.
Okay. The assignment is basically you have to conduct or construct truth tables. Truth tables for what? A conditional statement, that is P implies Q. You have to construct also truth table for what? Inverse, that is Q implies P. You have to construct also a truth table for its inverse, that is the negation of P implies the negation of Q. And finally, a truth table for its what? Its contrapositive, which is what? The negation of Q implies the negation of P. That's clear now? Is that okay for everyone, the assignment?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other further comments?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, guys. So I'll see you in the next
Thank you
class.
very much, sir.
Please cooperate with Samuel and get your notes, and that will encourage me to do more and make some good notes for you before you come for the exams. I hope COVID will go soon. But this is quite impressive. You guys are coping, and I like this. Okay, guys. See you in my next class on Monday.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Go back to the show. Look at before the match.